Hi there, everybody. Welcome back to 3 News Now. I'm Stephanie Haney. It's Wednesday, December 2nd. I have your top stories from WKYC.com and our WKYC app. Thank you for choosing to be here with me right now to get filled in on what's impacting you here in Northeast Ohio. We'll start with an update about a teacher's strike that's happening here in the greater Cleveland area. There are 500 educators who went on strike this morning in the Cleveland Heights and University Heights School District. The members of the Cleveland Heights Teachers Union say they're striking in response to the fact that the district, according to them, unilaterally imposed a new contract that slashes retirement and health benefits. And they say it will cost many members between $3,000 to $5,000 a year in losses. Now, the Cleveland Heights Teachers Union said in its statement that lowering these standards in the district will increase turnover and drive experienced, skilled educators out of the school district, impacting the quality of education for the students. Now, to further complicate matters, as this entire strike is over retirement and health benefits, under Ohio law, those who are striking will temporarily lose their health benefits. Employees are eligible to continue their health benefits through COBRA during that strike, but they will be responsible for paying their own coverage. Now, the district has said this is under Ohio law and there's nothing that they can do about this particular issue. However, the Cleveland Heights Teachers Union is seeing this as a strategic move to try and put the strike down. You can read the full statement from the strike from the Cleveland Heights University's Heights School District leadership on WKYC.com and in our WKYC app. Now let's get to the latest numbers from the Ohio Department of Health when it comes to COVID-19 here in Ohio. But remember, these numbers still not yet complete. There is still a disclaimer on the coronavirus dashboard that says because of unprecedented volume, there are thousands of reports that are still pending review. So this is incomplete data. But from the data that we do have, there's been a decrease in new cases reported. 7,835 new cases are reported in the last 24 hours. But again, not really sure what to make of that when yesterday there were 9,030 new cases reported, but there's a backlog because of unprecedented testing happening here in the state of Ohio. But here's something that we do know, we can tell you does not look good. The positivity rate does not look good. The latest data that we have is from Monday, November 30th, and that daily rate for positive tests was 18.9%. Yeah. 18.9%, that's a high number. And the 7-day average is now at 15.1%. That's according to the latest data available, which is from Monday, November 30th. Now, remember, here in Ohio, we have that travel advisory in place. So if someone comes here from a state with a positivity rating of 15%, we ask them to quarantine for 2 weeks here in Ohio. And now we are above that in both our 7-day average and our daily rate. In the last 24 hours, there have been 123 new deaths from COVID-19 reported, which is a slight increase. However, there's been a slight decrease, a significant decrease in new hospitalizations. 436 people were hospitalized in the last 24 hours. That's about 150 less than there were yesterday. And we've also seen a slight decrease in the number of people who are currently in the hospital. That number is now at 5,208. And another slight decrease in the number of people who are in the ICU. That number is now at 1,222. And about 25% of our hospital beds are available in the state of Ohio right now. Now let's take a look at the national and the global COVID-19 numbers. These numbers come from Johns Hopkins University, and according to the way we measure this data on 3 News Now, which is from about 2:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m., we are looking at a record number of new deaths in the U.S. In the past 24 hours, again, we look at these numbers from 2:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. So that number is at 2,817 new deaths in the U.S. since we last looked at these numbers yesterday. Now, I reference this against the COVID Tracking Project, which is a project from The Atlantic. The previous record for COVID-19 deaths in a single day was on May 7th, and it was 2,769. So that number is right there, as you can see, even if there are some fluctuation in which deaths get counted on which days because of us looking at this in the middle of the afternoon. Obviously, not a good place in the U.S. for the COVID-19 deaths. And in terms of the number of cases, that number is 178,000 new COVID cases in the last 24 hours, according to the data from Johns Hopkins University. And we're holding steady at those high percentage of the global cases. We've got 4% of the population here in the U.S., of the worldwide population, but we've got 21.5% of the COVID cases and 18.3% of the COVID deaths. Globally, there have been about 651,000 new COVID cases in the last 24 hours and over 13,000 new COVID deaths in the last 24 hours at the global level. Now, while everyone is trying to find ways to control the spread of COVID-19, there's some interesting things happening here in Ohio in Lake County. There's a school district that is implementing a new kind of contact tracing to try and control the spread of COVID-19. This is wearable technology using a Bluetooth network, and this was piloted at Wycliffe City High School in November, and now they're implementing it on a full scale starting today. This is called the Volan Positioning System. It's from Volan Technologies, which is based out of New Jersey. And the way this works is it's a wearable technology device, and it can track where a person is in real time down to the very room that they are in when they are on campus at one of the schools in the Wycliffe City School District. Now, the district and the company say that once you leave campus, because there's no GPS attached to your phone or anything like that, it shuts off. So this is only for tracking on the campus, and this is real-time data and also historical data. So if there is someone who tests positive for COVID-19, the district will be able to look back at the data and see who was in a room together at the school, at least for the past 30 days. Here's something else that's interesting about this. This data, this technology, has the ability to send an alert to let someone know if they are too close when it comes to COVID-19 safety standards. So this is a new development in that technology. Wycliffe City School District Superintendent Joseph Spiccia said that if there are confirmed COVID-19 cases in the district, they'll know immediately which members of the school community had the most exposure to the infected person. Spiccia says this gives the district the ability to contact those most at risk while also informing students, parents, and faculty how much exposure each person had. Now, if you're concerned about privacy, the data related to this wearable technology is encrypted, and the only people with access to it are administrators. And you can read more about that and exactly how it works on WKYC.com and in our WKYC app. Speaking of efforts to control COVID-19, the Browns facility has been closed again today after a staff member tested positive for COVID-19. This is the third time in the past week that the Browns have had to close the facility due to a positive COVID-19 test. They released the same statement they've been releasing over and over. They said the team will continue to consult with the league and medical experts on the appropriate next steps as the health and safety of our players, coaches, staff, and entire community remains our highest priority. So everything's being done remotely today in Berea for the Cleveland Browns. It was just yesterday that the Browns activated defensive end Myles Garrett from the COVID list, so he's expected to play on Sunday against the Tennessee Titans, and the Browns will be looking at hopefully improving that record, which is now at 8-3. Doesn't get old saying that. The Browns are at 8-3, and people are looking at playoff implications. So that game is supposed to happen in Tennessee at 1 p.m. on Sunday. I say supposed to happen because we'll talk a little bit more about some delays and what's happening with our programming on Channel 3 today because of COVID situations. But in other sports news, in the basketball world, the kid from Akron, LeBron James, has signed a 2-year extension with the Los Angeles Lakers. This is according to Shams Charania of The Athletic and Stadium. And it's a 2-year, $85 million extension, which will keep him under contract in Los Angeles through the 2022-23 NBA season. Now, this is of particular interest because a lot of people talk about the prospect of potentially LeBron James playing professional basketball with his older son, Bronny James, and he'll be graduating from high school in 2023, and that might be the first year that the NBA allows prospects to enter the draft straight out of high school. Now, Bronny, though, has a scholarship offer right now from the University of Kentucky, and Duke and Kansas and North Carolina and UCLA have also expressed interest in him, but people are speculating about the prospect of them playing together, and LeBron James himself has even said that playing alongside his son would be the greatest accomplishment of his career, and that is saying a lot coming from the 4-time NBA MVP himself. So people will be watching that closely. Another very exciting day for a Northeast Ohio native. Congratulations are in order for Canton native, my hometown, Amanda Kloots, because she has been named the newest permanent co-host for CBS's The Talk. Amanda Kloots has been filling in as a guest co-host, and starting January 4th, she and Elaine Welteroth will join the cast of The Talk. That starts on January 4th. Now, Amanda Kloots, very accomplished person. She's a former Rockette. She's a former Broadway dancer. She's a fitness professional. She caught a lot of attention over the summer, unfortunately, when she lost her late husband, Broadway star, Hamilton star Nick Cordero, at the age of 41 in July, and had been chronicling his experience with COVID-19. He passed away related to complications with COVID-19. This is a red letter day for Amanda Kloots, certainly deserved, and we're very proud to see one of our Northeast Ohioans making it big on the national stage. So congratulations to Amanda. Now, to the programming notes for today. At 3:30 p.m., the Baltimore Ravens will take on the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that's airing right here on Channel 3, so you can watch it here. But what that means is there will not be a 5 p.m. show, and there will not be a 6 p.m. news show. So know what's new today. Know what matters most today. Instead, you can watch the Steelers take on the Ravens. This has been delayed, of course, because of COVID issues. And so now it's happening today after being pushed back multiple times. And a few other things that are happening today. The Christmas in Rockefeller Center special is on tonight, too. That starts at 8 p.m. So those are the changes. And also at 10 p.m., there will be a Christmas spectacular starring the Radio City Rockettes and an at-home holiday special. So make sure you catch all of that, and that lineup is also listed on WKYC.com. That's it for 3 News Now for Wednesday, December 2nd. I'll see you back here tomorrow with more 3 News Now. Everyone stay safe, be well, and let's all hope for a miracle that somehow both the Ravens and the Steelers manage to lose the football game today. I know that's not possible, but a girl can dream. Have a great afternoon, everyone. I'll see you back here tomorrow. I'm Stephanie Haney.